American.
Officials today, Mike Harold, Adam Pietrocarlo, and Alfred Pugh. Richiusa on the draw for the Orange in the home whites. He gets the better of Andrew Tyre, and the first possession of the day belongs to Syracuse.
If you're a Syracuse fan, that's what you want to see. That's the big question mark.
In this top 20 battle, violation against Richiusa gives Tyre and the Tar Heels their first offensive set, 6-on-6. Logan McGovern, shaded on the outside by Landon Kless, Johns Hopkins, and Ohio State. Back to the X. Richiusa popping it loose. Tyre selling out, and the ground ball off the wing comes up for JT Roselle. His return pass. Richiusa was thumped in midfield. Possession be this opening frame. Nearing the 4-minute mark on ACC Network. Joe Beninati, Paul Carcaterra with you. Syracuse and North Carolina, and it's Tyre who comes up with a face-off win. Andrew Tyre settles in, thought about it, then makes
Dominic Petramala, who's been injured and out for the season. If you're a Tar Heel fan, you love the potential of that 1-2 punch because they're very different. Matten's a righty, Petramala's a lefty. They'll complement each other.
Kirst, who had a couple of tallies against Albany, one more against Maryland. Off this draw, there's a hold call that's going to give possession to Syracuse. The Orange, in their last game in College Park 1 week ago, falling to the Terps 15-12.
If you told Gary Gate you'd start off 50% they've been spectacular at doubling this season, and they have one of the best goalies in the country in Colin Krieg, who has a legit outlet pass, so they can strike in transition.
Tyre wins the face-off. Andrew Tyre running for cover now. Against Maryland last week, there he beats Colin Krieg from the outside. As Paul documents, another extra man goal for Syracuse, and Gary Gate was talking about both special teams groups yesterday, Paul, saying how much he has seen their improvement. This is an extended draw between Richiusa and Tyre. Round and round they go.
Tyre is a relentless athlete, multi-sport star, can just grind it out. And a lot of people don't like that at the Faceoff X, but it's very difficult when two guys are down there. The idea of the no clamping and holding the ball, when there's a stalemate, the ref's hands are kind of tied, Joe, because it isn't one player right there that is holding and clamping and taking the...
Antonio DeMarco, an outstanding high school wrestler back in the day. Match at the Faceoff X. Antonio DeMarco, an outstanding high school wrestler back in the day. Off the violation, possession for North Carolina. Andrew Tyre going to the goal. Scored earlier this season in a lopsided win over Mercer. Half the student body scored in that one. Explaining to me he used to invert a lot from midfield. He's comfortable working from back behind the cage. They are obviously very comfortable with a shooting stroke on the outside. It's a 5-4 game in favor of the Tar Heels.
Yeah, they'll run Lance Tillman. The more that you love, the more you'll hurt. And eventually, the tears become smiles, but it takes some time.
Paul, it's never easy. It's been 20 years since I lost my dad, and it's never easy every day thinking about those memories. Tyre going to the goal, about shot. Stop there. Spear.
Left, right, high, low to find that small window to get open, and then gets that shot off in no time.
Syracuse, ultra efficient man up. 3 for 3 today. Each of their last 3 goals provided by the extra man unit. We're deadlocked at 5. Burt Whistle jogging. He can cover. He can almost bait you to go high, but it seems like North Carolina is trying to pick the top side on him this afternoon.
Well, what have they done? They're changing levels on their shots, starting low and going high. Lance Tillman had the same kind of shot as Logan McGovern, so the scout probably was, let's change our levels, let's have our stick low and finish high on a goalie who likes to bite.
For the next one, he's the kind of player who spends 15 minutes a day, meditation, quiet, think about it. He says, when I give up a goal, all I want to do is focus on the next save.
He's going to have to look at one here as Johnny Richiusa with his third violation of the half. That's going to be an extra man opportunity. Their firepower on offense, and Chris Cavanaugh, the younger Cavanaugh, put 15 pounds on in the offseason. He's dodging like his brother Pat.
We had a quick look there at the Syracuse all-time great coaching staff, Petramala and Gate. Bounce shot here, score! It's Matt Wright.
This is a goalie's nightmare, because if you're Will Mark, shot after shot in the corner. Now you're staring down a 6-foot pole in Matt Wright, who honestly probably has no clue where he's shooting that ball. If he has no clue where he's shooting the ball, how does Will Mark? It's a 6-foot pole. It's a different trajectory, and he shoots it with an old-school bouncer.
Matt Wright there on the wing, a ground ball machine. He had 3 goals back in the 2021 season. He's back from an injury recently. He means so much to Andrew Tyre and the Faceoff unit. You see him creeping in, 20 in the Tar Heel blue, right there along with Syracuse's Dylan Seguider.
Yeah, you'll find him too. He's got like those gold soccer cleats. When I saw him running around yesterday, I said, what's up with Matt Wright's cleats? Got him for Christmas.
Murphy comes up with the ground ball being attacked there. He tries to get some help from Will Mark. Mark chased to the end line by Levy. Ball loose. Matten comes up with it, feeds the crease, and empty. Just shoveled wide. Man wearing that Captain C on his jersey. He was a goalie up until high school lacrosse. Tyre wins the draw, goes right to the cooker and sailed it high. More laundry on the turf. Clark will have a penalty call here.
Right now.
A long time ago, Clark, I hated contact lenses, could never wear them. My eyes were too dry. I did play with glasses on in both a goalie mask and a hockey and lacrosse goalie mask.
Dress glasses or rec specs?
No, they were the actual glasses I wore
for success when a goalie is hung out.
So quick. McGovern there, hailing from Darien, Connecticut. Another violation off the draw. Gary Gate looking on.
Technical foul. Blue 3, 30-second technical.
So both teams now have hit their max of... It's a foot race, and he wins it.
Coach Metzbauer said DeMarco will create his own shooting room. He did with a nice split dodge there. Final seconds of the half as it's flung to the cage by Tyre.
What's separated their shooting is their shooting smarts, right? Because they're very unpredictable in terms of their release points, the way that they're approaching a goalie who's been red hot heading into this tilt.
Tyre gets the draw for North Carolina as the Heels look to knock down and topple Will Mark.
Because a lot of times, Joe, an offensive player will use the defender as a screen. You shoot off the defender's shoulders. There, he didn't do it.
There are times when Will Mark can look a bit unorthodox in goal. He made 18 saves against Maryland in the losing effort last week. Here in Syracuse, they speak so highly of him, but today, North Carolina has had its way with the outstanding netminder. Bodies flying this physical contest, rolling right along his cold game. And when you stopped and landed on Luke Roa, you said the word potential. See just a little bit of what he can do and provide at the offensive end. Richiusa in a stalemate there off the draw, and it comes up in favor of Syracuse thanks to the wing play from Sam Alexo. Max Rosa peeking into the medal winner in Ireland in the offseason, wearing the red, white, and blue of Team USA. Tyre jumps early. It's Syracuse possession. The deficit for North Carolina trying to stem the tide. As it's popped loose by Tyre, he gets possession, lost it out of his cross, and gets swarmed by the Syracuse defense. Sam Alexo with a ground ball.
That's the exact kind of stat that I want in lacrosse. Face-offs that equal possessions, because Carolina won with that behind the cage left-handed dodge. We've seen him shoot from the outside. I mentioned earlier, the Carolina attack is very two-handed.
Violation off the draw. It's
man, when I spoke to him about his story and what he's doing with Pediatric Pep Talk, he's what's good about college lacrosse.
Fantastic story, and big ups to little Ian for battling the way he has in his young life. As we get started with the fourth quarter today, goals now for North Carolina, and back to the X. George Kalos in to take the draw, spelling Andrew Tyre for North Carolina, and the Orange get possession.
For Syracuse.
Paul, describe for those who are maybe just getting adjusted to the sport of lacrosse, learning more and more about it, what is it that creates the power and the velocity in that shot?
It's a few things. One is your stick location. When you bring your stick back.
Delay game, 30 seconds. Blue 42, delay 30.
North Carolina penalty to number 42.
Set at the face-off, and he delayed that opportunity.
George Kalos.
But going back to the shot, Joe, it's first its stick location. If the stick is far enough back, and Alex Simmons, his passing is off the charts.
It's a 4-point day for Thompson, his first goal after the three helpers. The extra man for Syracuse with 5-man-up tallies, 5 player-up goals scored today. For the guys in white, it's kept them in the game. They're down by 5. Still plenty of time, 10 minutes to go. North Carolina trying to lengthen the lead, lost possession. Will Mark loops this one overhead. Heavy hitting Barton there to throw his weight around. And Carolina gets the ball back.
And ultimately, his love for a game in the sport of lacrosse.
You can definitely see why he's easy to root for. Goals in 4 straight for Logan McGovern. As they battle for the ground ball, up off the deck it comes for Syracuse. The Orange trailing by. Tillman had hat tricks a season ago against Denver and Bellarmine. He has a 3-spot today. And Kalos has the ball right back. Going to the goal. Will Mark with the stop. 17-12 favor the Tar Heels. This season exploded for the hat trick against Albany here in this barn, making it a 4-goal game. Gary Gate on the Syracuse sideline, barking some disappointment. The officials called a timeout for North Carolina.
You just hope he's okay. I mean, he's been incredible so far this season, and he's shared face-off duties in the past, but this year he's taken the lion's share. And he's been nicked up in the past. In his senior season, you just hope that he can go through this campaign without having to take that kind of time off, because with his ability to win face-offs, with this offense maturing in the post-Chris Gray area, ouch, he feeds that young offense.
5-time NCAA champions, these North Carolina Tar Heels, the last 2016 over Maryland. Syracuse, 11 times an NCAA champ, the last in 2009 over Cornell. They dig for the draw right, able to scoop it up, and with help, Connor Marr is there.
Say, when you have your right and your left equal, you've doubled your options.
Including this year, he's got 2 years of eligibility as a Tar Heel after transferring from Bryant. All that technical savvy and skill on display today. A huge day for Logan McGovern and the Tar Heels.